Continuing the journey, now our next guest, next speaker is going to talk about a proposal which is on the application side, but he would also let us know how his project is trying to implement that proposal. So we can know that we are not just creating standard for applications. We do have real users. We do have projects which are implementing them. And we would like to learn more about some implementation of it as well as like support the proposal. That actually helps all EIP editors to move a proposal to final status. Because for core proposal, we know network upgrade is the final destination. But for application, we expect that to be implemented on different projects. So please welcome with me our next speaker, Thiru Murugan, and he's going to talk about ERC-8028, which is AI assets on-chain data and anchoring token. Welcome, Thiru.
Thank you, guys. Hi, I'm Thiru DevRel at Metis. So in this presentation, I'm going to talk about this ERC-8028 draft for on-chain AI assets. And this ERC proposal sets a new primitive for incentive-driven and human-aligned AI economy. And we're going to start with what this ERC-8028 draft. So it's still in EIP stage at this point. And to start with, it is a semi-fungible token standard, and it is designed and engineered just for the on-chain AI assets. And what it differs from other token implementation or other semi-fungible implementation is it's the core features are aligned with the on-chain AI assets, which includes tokenization of data models, tokenization of like AI agents themselves, and it also includes the implementation to create a fair and deterministic revenue distribution whenever on-chain AI assets is being used, as well as having the usage quotas. And this ERC-8028 draft, this token standard is called as data anchoring tokens, and it is built in-house by LazAI, which is a part of Metis. And it includes the bundle of ownership certificate, usage rights, as well as the revenue sharing. And it have 4 major metadatas. This token have metadatas, of course, and these 4 metadatas includes the unique ID for each individual tokens, and this unique ID is for like all the assets, includes the models, includes the data, include the agents, and includes the labeling. And the second metadata is class, is for the categorization, and the value. The value suggests the revenue sharing, the usage quotas, as well as the usage measuring. And it also includes the proof for the authenticity. And for DAT implementation, the proof can be integrated in many ways. It can be ZK proof, or it can be any other proving mechanism can be included. This infra is very much interoperable between various technologies. And what does the DAT standard solves that the existing standards doesn't? To start with, the existing standards can be ERC-20, 721, or any other standards doesn't built or engineered especially for the on-chain AI assets. And there's no implementation that natively supports usage quotas or revenue distribution or core revenue. So there's no way we can able to track a particular token's utilization or particular tokens provenance of usage in any inference or any data training. So DAT solves it by providing the implementation for usage measuring and as well as the deterministic revenue sharing. It also comes with like the updation of the like tokens metadata as well. And to begin with, it also have the off-chain payloading, where the data can be anchored off-chain and the hashes can be anchored on-chain. Yeah. So let's also check out the DAT's life cycle. So to also remember that DAT is the name of the EIP-8028 standard, and it is implemented through the Alet SDK. And Alet is a SDK that have implementation in 3 major languages, which is TypeScript, Python, and Rust. And using this Alith SDK, anyone can able to build a agent, AI agent that have use case for any like any tracks, and this agent can able to mint the DATs as well as to use the DATs from the DAT marketplace, and this DATs can be used for inference, data training, or the model training through the LazAI API through private inference. What private inference means? The data is contributed in an encrypted manner. So when data is in encrypted manner, it is not transparent. It is not like publicly available transparent data. So it is encrypted and stored in a DA. It is in IPFS or any storage nodes. And this encrypted data will be used for training. And how anyone know like what particular token includes? That's where the metadata comes in. So the metadata shows the category, value, and the proof as well. So whenever this data is used by any agent for either inference or for training the model, the data contributor will get paid. So data is contributed by individual, and it will be like contributed through the IDAV. So IDAV is a similar DAV implementation, but it is for moderating the data contribution, labeling, and categorizing. And the data is contributed to the IDAV, and it is traded to the DAT marketplace. And last pad is a agent token launchpad, which is for creating the value for the data being contributed. And the core features comes with, first of all, it is a semi-fungible implementation, and it plays well with other ERC standards for royalties, which is 2981, and for the slot mapping, which is 3525, and as well as for the rentals and roles, for which is for like renting the DATs for usage, which is 4907 and 5006, and it have the minimal on-chain interfaces. So when it comes with like playing a role on like AI training or the model training, the strain would be huge. That's where the DAT comes with this minimal on-chain implementation, which includes the record usage for tracking the records, which provides a feature for the like usage quotas, and the transfer value. So whenever a write or the DAT is being transferred, this implementation is enabled. And the settle revenue ETH or ERC, it is for the revenue distribution whenever the data is being used by any agents or models for the inference. And the claim is for getting the payout for the contributor. And the metadata URI. So here where the off-chain implementation comes in a sense, the data is being anchored somewhere, and the hash can be anchored in the on-chain, and we use the hash of the data in the metadata URI. And why this on-chain agents data asset, like why the assets for the on-chain agents have to be anchored on-chain? It comes with the proving the usage of a particular data for the inference. An inference can be influenced by like number of datas, number of DATs. So whenever an inference happen, we can able to track what are the DATs that influence the model to result in a particular response. So we can able to track in the same way that inference fee will be distributed to all the data contributors of those DATs. And it is modular because each DATs can be pieced together to able to train or for the inference as well. And it provides a deterministic revenue sharing for the data contributors. It also incentivize them in a way they can able to contribute. The contributors can be an individual, the contributors can be organizations, or the contributors can be the researchers who works with a lot with data. And the main features of the DATs comes with providing and anchoring the DAT, the on-chain assets for training the AI agents, training the AI models. So providing, in a sense, this is the first part, which is the data required for training the AI models. And anchoring, in a sense, where the data is being hosted, so it can be retrieved for the training purpose. So the providing sense is what when the DAT is being minted, and it will be anchored on the chain for the usage later for the private inferences. and the on-chain provenance where the data integrity is checked through the hash, the metadata URI, and the agent negotiation and marketplace includes where the DAT will be listed for others to use. So whenever they pay for using those DATs, and the data contributors will get those reward in a fair and deterministic manner. And the use case includes any kind of DAT implementation for any tracks, include like healthcare, for collaborative AI projects, for DeFi strategies where multiple like trading agents can come together, share their ideas, and to build a one. And whenever a particular implementation or particular strategy works, the contributor will get the reward for that. The monetization workflow starts with encrypt and upload. This is where a user or researcher or anyone can able to provide their data, and they provide the data, sign a transaction. The data will be encrypted and stored, and the second step comes with like this encrypted data stored on chain through IPFS, and the URL will be stored in like LazAI chain, and the user will get a DAT. This DAT will have the track whenever the data is being used, and whenever it is used, it also provides the reward for them. And the third step, the third phase is earning rewards. As I mentioned, anyone uses those particular DATs for inference, the contributor will get the reward. And where this value comes from, so whenever the inference is requested, the inference user have to pay inference fee. That inference fee will be directed towards the data contributor, data labeler, data categorizer. So every user or every candidate involved within this AI flow will get the reward. And the fourth is the proof and validation. And data is contributed, someone use it for inference or training, and when they use it, it will show each and every DAT that have a part in this particular inference. So it can be tracked, it can be backtracked from the starting where each and every DAT is influenced and each and every inference request. And why this ERC-8028 draft is a big breakthrough. It starts with, it is a semi-fungible token standard which is very user-friendly for developers, and it provides the A, B, C for on-chain AI assets. So first is anchoring the data provided by the users, contribute the deterministic fast sharing. Whenever the data is being used, the contributor get paid fair, deterministic way. And C for composability, it plays well with other ERC standards, other token standards. So there's no issues with working together with other standards. And it also provides a frictionless onboarding for devs, for AI agents, and any kind of on-chain AI applications. And it's not just in the paper, and there's a real world example. There's a application that is live which have thousands and thousands of transactions, which is LazBubu. Through this application, anyone can able to contribute their data. We have already like more than like thousands and thousands of DATs being minted, and these DATs are listed in a DAT marketplace. Any AI model trainers can able to use them, and for that, the contributors will get a reward. And DATs includes any kind of data. It can be voice data, it can be like textual data, tabular data, charts, research data. So all kind of data is included, and every DAT contributor will get a reward whenever this DAT is being used. And with Metis and LazAI, we can finally able to solve this data alignment problem, and that's the whole point of this whole draft of DAT and the ERC-8028 draft. And here's few skewers which includes my Twitter and LazAI and Metis Twitter, and also the LazAI docs if you want to check out how the DAT works in real for developer experience, and also the DAT thread in Ethereum Magician website. If you have any questions, I would be love to answer, and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Thiru. I understand AI is a hot topic right now, and you also talked about semi-fungible token. That's right, yeah. So fungible token in general people love, non-fungible token definitely yes. Now this is semi-fungible token. So we are getting standards for all sort of application, all sort of projects that we can think around Ethereum ecosystem. We still have a few more minutes left. If people have question on this particular token, which is there for AI application of it, or about the project itself, please raise your hand. I know this is a kind of early era of like adoption of AI as a standard. We really appreciate your contribution, the team's contribution, and we would love to learn more about it. But perhaps we can record a full episode. For people who aren't aware, we do a podcast called PEEP and EIP, which also includes ERC, of course. So there we go through the proposal, what is the proposal right now, the high-level overview, as well as some technical details. And there is another podcast that we do is called Ecosystem Project Demo. There we find the real-world application of that particular proposal. So I think this is a very good candidate for both of them. Thank you so much, Thiru, for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.